Wow, I'm so excited today. We are finally going to start sewing in the beads to our base. So here's the base. This was step two that we did last week where we sewed in the Toho 8 Give you a closer look right there. And this week, today, we are going to start sewing in the beads. And so this is an example of a bracelet that I made, oh, I don't know, maybe a couple of years ago. And it's called the Willow because it is a fraction of the size of the original really thick and chunky bracelet that I started with all these years ago, way back in the late 1990s, the 1900s, as we like to say it. Hey, Zach, welcome in. So I know people are watching on the Facebook Jewel Loom page, and there are people here. And hello, Danielle. Danielle made my heart so happy today, and she is going to do the same with everyone that's bought a subscription box. There are some that are still available. Let me just get that for you. So Miss Joan decided that here comes the ticker. That's the ticker for the subscription box. Now you can subscribe or you can just buy a single box. But I do believe Joan said that today was opening day at Dollywood. And I guess if you're in that area in Tennessee, it's a big to do. and so and so she is not going to be with us and I'm so bummed. But listen, Danielle sent me over a sneak peek of her version of the March kit and it's amazing. It's just made my heart so happy. I love how Danielle can mimic my style, but put her twist on it. And so we work really good like that together. And I just give her that freedom. I'm not, I don't really tell her what to do. Just like, okay, fine. I'm shipping stuff to you. But anyhow, so one of the things that you want to do first when you're working on this inspirations by Juliana concept, technique, whatever you would like to call it, is you want to give some thought to the layout of your beads. Now, I would say you have to give it a little bit more thought when you're doing like the willowy look, right? Because you want it to lay out, you want your bigger beads to be in place versus, the original concept. Because really, with the thicker bracelets, you can pretty much kind of wing it. But it is kind of nice to have an idea of where you're going to put things. Here's the Ocean's Desire version. This is the one that's in the Inspirations by Juliana book. And so you have if you have the book, you definitely have the instructions for that one. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and take you down to the table. Hi, Stephanie. And I'm going to show you the February kit because that's what I'm using right now. February sold out in a blink of an eye. Okay. So what we're selling right now is March because it is March, but I'm working with the February beads. Every kit for the next several months is going to be based on this concept. So it really doesn't matter if it's February, March, July. It's all the same concept, just different projects. So don't get caught up in that. Okay, you'll be good. All right, Caroline says, joining the fun tonight. Love the Jewel Loom kits with Danielle. I know we're so blessed to have Danielle. I'm just so happy. All right, I'm going to take you down to the mat because I want to show you the difference. Well, I was going to show you. Where did the cameras go? Let's see. Ruh-roh. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, good news. Good news. So this is the February assortment. Okay, and so I'm going to be working with these beads. But again, you can use the March, you can use the April, you can use the May, you can use the June, you can use the July, you can use, as long as it's Inspirations by Juliana season, you're going to be able to do what I'm doing. Okay, doesn't matter what kit. So this is the variety of beads. We have just little tiny bugles. We have little tiny 4 millimeter fire polish in there. We've got some big guys. This is like what I would refer to as filler, along with this dish. This could also be considered, where am I going? There we go. Considered filler. And so you have quite a variety and assortment of beads. Then they start to get bigger. Okay, we've got gemstones, we've got big guys. These guys are a little bit heavier. So when I'm putting them on my bracelet, I'm going to be thinking about that. I'm going to be thinking about the weight. And these gemstones are super, super lightweight. Okay, so they could probably go just about anywhere. And then the kits are always going to have like a combination of focal beads, and they're going to be bigger. And not everybody is getting the same assortment. Every kit is going to be similar but different. Okay, so it's going to be fun. There's always going to be a little bit of something different. That's why Danielle's piece that she just made for us, again, super similar. Maybe a couple things are different, but mostly similar. So it's going to be fun, you know. Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead, and what I want to do is I'm going to leave agates out. I'm going to pour these guys down on my mat. I'm going to maybe sprinkle in a few of those guys. And I definitely want I want some of these, so I'm going to keep them over here. And I'm just giving you an idea of like how I work. So I'm going to scooch these over. And I think what I want, let's see, do I want da-da-da? And then maybe these. But then I was kind of thinking that. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do that. So in my bracelet, I'm thinking that these five big guys here are going to be like my center. So I'm going to divide my bracelet up like into fives, if that hopefully makes sense. Hey, Carmen. And then I'm just going to sprinkle some of these down. And boy, we still have a lot of beads left over. Now, your seed beads that come in the kit, we've already used our ADOs. And you can see that I still have a lot left. So I could probably, because it looks like a half a tube, like I used a half a tube, if that. So you could make another bracelet. You could make earrings. You could, many times I will use my ADOs as filler beads as well. So not a decorative, but like a filler. And I'll do that along the way, just so you know what I'm talking about. And then this is when I bring in my 11Os. Okay. Now remember, everybody got different color combinations. So your 11Os and 8Os may not look like mine. And Brenda and Sherry, who are sisters, they may not have identical ones either. So it's going to be fun. All right. So we're going to put those to the side. And here's my, I'm just trying, let me get better with the camera here. Let me get better with the camera. There we go. So we've got filler beads. We've got some decoratives, and we've got some more decoratives, and we've got like these focals. And then I'm going to pour out my seeds. Okay, so these are my 11Os, and I'm just going to pour like a pile of those out. I'm going to get some more light on the situation, and that's going to be super helpful. And then I'm going to bring my loom in. All right, let's see. We're going to have to scooch this back and come in a little bit more here. We can do this. There you go. All right. So you may or may not recall that last week when I finished the base. So this is my base. Every on Loom project has a base. I think that might be fair to say for off loom, Danielle. I don't know. What do you think? And my needle and thread, I still had plenty of thread, so there's no sense in me, wasting that. And so what I'm going to do, I'm down here at the bottom, okay, and this is closest to my body. So this is my left hand, and this is my right hand. And the loom is in front of me. And this bottom row that I finished in the last episode is closest, where's my pointer, is closest to my body. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that. So now the bottom is face up, it's faced away from me. And the only reason I'm doing that is, again, when I ended, I still had thread. So there was no sense in me cutting it, tying it, removing it. I'm just going to go ahead and use as much of this as I can to start my looping, and all is well in the world. Okay. So always here to help you understand. I think I'm going to do that just one more time for giggles. Last episode, I finished my base with my 8-ohs. Okay. And when I got done, I still had a lot of wildfire left. All right. You can use wildfire, you can use fireline. Fireline's a little bit thinner, and it might be a little bit more flexible for the loops, but I'm just a big wildfire girl. So again, I'm going to turn my loom because I want to start with the I'm going to put my needle in. Okay. I'm going to thread through, and then I'm going to turn it again. All right. And so now I've got my needle and my thread on the right side. Hello, Cynthia. And I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to insert it into that first. I'm going to come up to the camera. I'm going to insert it through the first 8-oh, and that's the 8-oh that's on the right side. It's closest to my right hand. And I'm going to pull, and now I'm going to come down here and I'm going to pick up some 11-ohs. And again, I just want to get a little more. I've got like this felt and the tablecloth, and they don't like each other. Okay. The more 11-ohs I pick up, the bigger the loop. And I want to show you, let me bring in the willow. Do you see how tiny that loop is? So what did I do? I picked up one. Is that 3? That might be 3 11-ohs. And then a decorative bead. Whoops, let me get closer here. Okay, I'm going to hold still so that the camera will find it. So 3 decoratives, I'm sorry, 3 seed beads, 1 decorative, and 3 more seeds. And so what happens is the fewer 11-ohs that you pick up, the tighter the loop. Let me see if I got something that's got a big loop. Okay, so like the go big or go home ring. Look at how big the loops are on that. So you see how big these guys are? So the more seed beads and the more decorative beads that you pick up, the more wild, like this. Ooh, I am swollen. That usually fits that finger. Hold on. It's a little hot here in California today, a little muggy. So the more seed beads that you pick up, the bigger the loops. And then you get more depth. And then the less you get, it's tighter. So I'm going to go with the 3. So I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads. Hopefully here. Why are we not coming? Come on, come to mama. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. And because this is like the end of my project, the bottom is a better way to explain it. I'm going to just pick up a small filler bead. Well, maybe not. I'm going to pick up a bugle. They're being very stubborn tonight. So 1, 2, 3. And let me bring that up to the camera. Okay, so we've got 3 seed beads, a bugle, and 3 seed beads. And then we're going to let that drop. Yes, it's one of my most favorite rings. Okay, and you can see that the 3 seed beads, the bugle, and the 3 seed beads are at the bottom of the thread now. And I'm going to take the needle and I'm going to come back through that right side. And I'm going through that bead. I need to make sure I'm over the warps, and I'm going to go all the way out. And that's my first loop. Okay, so that's loop number 1. And now I'm going to make a loop on this far left 8-0 right there. So again, I'm going to pick up 3 seeds. And I'm just going to try to stay with some smaller beads. Just to, again, because I'm at like the bottom of my bracelet. And then I'm going to go back through the right side of the bead. And we're going to pull through. And this is going to be, oh, did I forget to pick up? I did. I forgot to pick up 3 more beads. Okay, not the end of the world. We're just going to pull this through. Now, you're probably thinking, well, Jules, what if you didn't add 3 more? And you know what? This is what would happen. Absolutely nothing. It would just be that your focal bead would be kissing very tight against the base. And you know what? I'm not going to beat myself up about that. I'm going to leave it. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the loom so that I can come in on the bead right there. And my goodness, it feels like it just went up to 100 degrees. I heard it was going to be like in the valley, like close to 100 today. All right. Bringing the needle through. So I love it when real life beading situations happen. So we're picking up 3. Usually I'm not talking and doing this because this is a very calming, meditative movement. And so when you're chatting and trying to focus, this one always gets me. All right, so I'm picking up another small bead and I'm picking up 3 more seeds. So 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to go on the side, the right side of the 8-0. My needle's going back through it, going back through the middle bead. I'm going to bring it up to the camera here. And then all the way out. Now you could certainly put a loop on every single 8-0. I just want to make sure I'm on top of the warp there. But it would get really tight. And I mean, it still would look amazing. So there's our first 3 loops. Okay. And I just noticed that ticker, the ticker is still running. Let me just kind of get it off of here really quick. I don't have my Joni. Okay, there we go. I forgot that was on there. Joan is having fun at Dolly World. All right, so we're on that last. I'm going to see if I can't get the camera to. How about that? That might be a little bit better. Okay, so again, I'm going to pick up 3. I don't know if my eyes just need new glasses, but man, those beads seem really tiny. Also, when you're putting these on, just maybe think about the colors too, right? Like you wouldn't necessarily, if you'd already picked up a white round one, maybe you wouldn't do that again. You would try to pick up a different color. Okay, so we've got 3 seeds, 1 decorative, and 3 more seeds, and we're going to let those fall. And then I'm going to go back through the right side and all the way out. So you can see that, look how quickly it's coming together, right? So now what I kind of need to think about is, I'm going to see if I can't get the whole thing. So if this is my middle and these, whoa, let's see, and these are my sides. Am I almost, okay, so I've got a few more, I got a few more rows, and then I'm probably going to want to do one of my focals. So let's do like 3 more rows, and then we'll add that big guy so you can see how that works. Now, so right now, just take note that my needle and thread, okay, my needle and thread are in my left hand. This is my right hand, all right? And I just finished my last loop. And so what I'm going to do is I'm turning the loom so that now my needle and my thread are in my right hand, and I'm going to make a loop coming in from the right side. And I'm going through that first bead, and then I'm going to pick up some seeds. Okay, so 3 seeds, and then let's see, what do we got going on up here? So many pretties. This is always the hard part, what bead to pick, what bead to pick. Let's see, what do I already have? I have some blue, I've got white. This is pretty. How about this pink one? Pink bicone. And then we'll do 3 more seeds. 1, 2, 3. And Danielle, I don't know if you're still there, but I was going to ask you whether or not you would be available next Thursday. Okay, and then I'm just going to, and we're always just making sure too that we pull tight enough so that it stays nice and looped. And so again, we are picking up 3, and we'll pick up one of those guys. Okay, awesome. Yeah, because next week we'll take the finished piece off of the loom and I'll add the button, and really that's not going to take long at all. So it's probably a great time to come on and we could just chit chat about the process of your project. Okay. So isn't that so fun? This is always the part where in person people, like if you have a really rowdy bunch that comes in and they're just chatties, this is when I finally get them sewing their loops. It's like calm, quiet. Okay, now I feel like I need a little pinch of color right there. So I've had my eye on this bugle. This is really cool. So I got like a little red pink. So then I'm going to go through the side again, the right. I'm on the right here, and I'm going through that first bead. Whoops. And I'm going to go all the way out. Oh yeah, look how pretty that is. Just that little tinge of like an iridescent red pink bugle. Okay, and now I will work with my thread until I can't like maneuver. You will have to decide for yourself how much thread. Like I have probably like 12 inches maybe right now. I'm gonna work it until I'm gonna go all the way. All right, this would be fun. This color. Where's the hole on this guy? Come on, Bubba. There we go. So picking up one of those. It's like a beach glass bracelet. Yes. They're like little treasures. And honestly, putting these kits together for you, that is exactly how I feel. So the other day when I was working on March, I was counting all the beads and I was like, oh, poop. I was short. So it was so fun to like go back into the Jewel Loom bead section and find some more deliciousness to add to March. Let's bring this little section up. So that's really fun. I think I needed to do, I got to turn my loom now. So I'm turning, because I want to start on the right side. And basically, it never was because I was right-handed. Like the way I learned and the way I do this and kind of referring to the right side and using my right hand, it was never because I was right-handed. It was literally how the technique was taught to me. And when I've had lefties in my class, we basically have just like had them like follow the same thing to see if they could like with their right hand and their mind work it out. And most people were able to, but like if you can't, you just pretty much do it from the left. It's not a deal breaker, in other words. Okay. I don't know. Did we have, I feel like it should be one more row and then one of these big guys. Those guys they're big. I wonder how that's going to work out, Jules. Well, we're going to find out. All right. So I'm going to pick up one of the gemstones. You do tend to talk to your beads a little bit more in this project. I will just tell you. You're a lefty. Okay. Have you tried this, Cynthia? Okay, so I want to get a little bit more balanced here. And I'm thinking, So I'm kind of wondering whether or not I want to come in sideways. I'm kind of thinking I might want to. So I'm going to get a little crazy. I'm going to pick up two seeds. I'm going to put this big old guy on here and let's see how he might lay. Oh yeah, let's see. So then I would probably need at least two more seeds. Two more. Let's pick up two more seeds. Let's see what happens. I think this should work. I want to see, and I want to figure out, let's see, hold on. I want to figure out where in the bejeeba-neebies is that camera's. Okay, there we go. I want to figure out where I'm going to come back in. I feel like it should be that row. Let's see for giggles. I'm going to come through this row. I got to get my hand out of the way though. Okay, so I want to come through this row. Okay, so I don't have to be so crazy about that. Okay, let's release. I feel like I'm holding on for dear life. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's okay, love. That works out good. Okay, so instead of like making it straight, I like came in at an angle. So I'm loving how that worked. Now, I do want to put a loop over here. So let's hold on. I hope what you're getting across is that the technique, the idea, the sewing, the looping is just that, right? It's this: pick up your beads, go through an ado, go back through it, and the freedom to like create completely out of the box is up to you. Like that's why I love these projects so much. I feel like you can use the technique and then go to town. Okay, so I'm trying to think what I want to be nestled up against this big green guy. So I've got 3. I don't think I want it to. Oh, let's do this little guy. Let's do this purple. I think that's a fire polish. Yep. Okay, let's get this guy. And 1, 2, 3. And so we're going to go back through. So I'm on the right side of that bead. Let me bring it up to the camera. Okay. And then I'm going to pull through. And sometimes you just want to guide the loop. So now that is kissing up to, and sometimes you might have to like just kind of massage that. Okay. So now that's all up in there. And now we're going to turn. Now we're going to turn and we're going to, let me see. What do I feel? I feel like I want to do one on the middle bead and the last bead. Okay. Because it's hard to tell, but you see how this is taking up all the space right here? So I don't really feel like I want to put a loop right under it, although I could. And if I did, what I could do is I could just do like seed beads, and then it could just rest on seed beads. But I don't know that I need to. So I'm going to come through the first and second, but then I'm going to come out between that second and third bead. So I'm going to put a loop on the middle. I know we're getting wild. I'm telling you that I just love these projects. All right, so now I need to I probably don't want to go too big. So what could I do there? Oh, I could do another bugle maybe, huh? That would be cool. We could do a bugle. What color though? Oh, that would look nice because we have a pink, red one, and then we could like have one here, and then it would look like it was a setting, like a high-end jewelry setting. All right, we're going to do that, and then I'm going to pick up 3 more seed beads. Okay. And now I'm going to go on the right side of that bead, and I'm going to go all the way out. Okay, so I have a nice little, oh yeah, that's going to work out really well. And then I'm going to make one more loop over here at the tip of my big bead. And I am getting, woo, I am really getting close with the thread here. But that's okay. I feel comfortable doing that because I've been doing this for what, 30 years. If you're not comfortable, don't do that. Okay, so we really need to like get a different color over here. What are we going to do? I feel like I just saw something really fabulous. What happened to it? Do we want to do, I have one of these in my kit. Do I want to do that? I could do that. No, that's too much in one spot. Poopies. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? Ooh, what about that color? Here's like a green. I like that. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then I'm going on the right side of that 8-0 and all the way out. And when you're working with a really tight area like this, just make sure you're not wrapping your loop around another loop. So, and especially when you get to where your thread is really short, just really pay attention. So at this point, I am thinking, I'm thinking, okay, what am I thinking? I'm thinking, okay, I want to look on the side over here. I turn my loom around. While I'm up in this area, do I feel like there needs to be, because remember, we would have skipped these rows. We skipped them because we laid this big guy across them. Oh, do I want to do something there? I mean, I could because then I can weave this thread back through and that's how I could like finish off this thread. So I'm going to say, where am I at? I'm up in here. I'm up in here. And where's my next row at though? This is when it gets really tight like that, it's kind of hard to find. It's kind of hard to find where you're at, but I think it might be this guy. Is it that guy? And if it is that guy, sometimes I'll turn it over to guide so my eye can watch what's happening. Because what could have happened right now is this needle could have ended up back through my loop. So sometimes you're going to do like a little gymnastics. Bead gymnastics. Oh, Jules, I still have my beaded loop bracelet you taught me back in our Arlene's days. 34 years, probably 30 plus years ago. We had to use the sew in. Yeah, I know. It's a trip, right? Okay, so I'm coming through. I'm just watching it from the backside. Okay. And I want to be over there because I think I want to it's kind of weird, but now I'm like guiding my needle right on the back side. These projects are just a trip and they're fun. They're just so fun. Okay, because what I wanted to do is ultimately get over here on the right. Here's my right hand again, you all. Here's my right hand. And my needle and my thread and everything are over here in my right hand. They're on the right side of the piece. And what I'm trying to do is I wanted to sneak a little loop in here. And okay, so, and look at, whoa, I'm really pushing it. Okay, I got to get this guy out of the way. 1, 2, 3, whoops. And what is it though that I want to communicate right there? I just feel like it should be small and precious. So what do I have that's small and precious? Ooh, I don't know. Should I live on the edge and do that? Let me bring this up because that's a really gorgeous fire polish. Ooh, I kind of like that. Okay, this is like a, let me hold it up to the camera. Whoa. Okay, so let me get 3 more seed beads on here. Sometimes if you're just trying to fill in space, you don't even have to use a decorative bead or a filler bead. You could just do nothing but seed beads. And that's also where your eightos, like if you're like, well, I just want to have like a little something, then you could use an eighto. But I think this bead's going to look pretty stinking cool. So now we have to go back through, and I once again, I'm going to have to turn. Yeah, see, I wasn't even going through. So let me get through that guy. I'm going through the first one, but my needle is turning. Okay, awesome sauce. I got it. Okay. And then there's going to be that. Oh, okay. Now, all right. Love, love, love. So cool. Boy, I am pushing it. All right. So I'm gonna turn it. Now I'm having a little problem over here with my colors. Oi, oi, oi. I feel, God, these bracelets make me feel okay. I'm like a therapy session. I don't know. Am I being crazy? Am I just kind of feel like, do I want a little something, something? Because if I do, I actually need to go up one, but that's not really going to solve my issue. I could go down. Okay, I could go down and then I could come back up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where'd you go? Okay. And whoa, I'm pushing it with the thread. I am pushing it with the thread. Am I going to be able to do this? Okay. Let's see if my 30-some years can. All right, we're going to pick up. We're going to pick up what? We're just going to pick up 2. And then what color do you think? What color do you think I should put over here, you guys? Give me an idea. Something needs to be right in here, and it needs to kind of break up this. So like if you were at the islands or beach and you saw a little treasure chest, you found this really big guy right here. Pink. Okay. That's a good idea. I like pink. I wonder if I should go as big as putting an agate there. Should I do an agate? I don't know. Let me see. That would be gorgeous, wouldn't it? Do we love that? Okay, we love that. Okay, let me pick up 2 more. So 1, 2. Okay, and then where was I? Okay, now I got to go back through the side. And because I can't see, I got to peek. And I'm good. I'm going through all the eightos. And good call, friends. Oh my gosh. Okay, I totally love that. Now the focal, I don't know, it might be hard to see, but now the focal is floating really well. That's what I was kind of trying to get to. Okay, so now I got to turn the loom again because I want to be back on the right side. Right hand needle, everything's on the right. And now I really probably should call it. I should probably figure out and attach and tie. Okay, so I'm gonna go back through here. And again, I just need to turn around to see if I'm going through. Okay, wait a minute. Oh my goodness. Everything is shiny. Am I through the beads? I can't tell if I'm through the beads. I think I'm through the beads. Okay, I think I'm through. Okay, and then what I'm going to do And the only reason I'm working from the back side is because that big bead kind of took away from being able to see everything on the top. So I'm just threading, I'm weaving the thread because I want to tie off so that I can add more. I want to show you that. And so I'm going to come up a row and I'm going to come through the first bead and out between that first and second bead. And then I'm going to grab a warp. You know, of course, when everything is like the same flipping color, it's hard to see. I'm trying to get under. There we go. There we go. Life is good. Okay, we did it. All right, now I think I'm going to have to back into that loop because I really pushed it. Yay, I did it. I did it. Okay. I still got it. I still got it. Can I get, you know what? I think I'm just going to, I think I'm just going to hold that thought. Hold that thought. I'm just going to come in with the wildfire burner. Oh, holy guacamole. And then when I'm done, I'm going to come back and I'm going to sizzle that into a really tiny little sizzle. Okay, so now we need more thread. All right, there's our first patch. Okay, so you can just see like how fun and funky these can get, right? So we need, I've already threaded more wildfire because I was prepared. I knew we wouldn't have enough. And this is probably a good 1.5 yards. And what I'm going to do, so again, the goal is to always be over here on the right side. All right. So I need to add more wildfire anchored into the base of my project. And the goal would be to, have, let's see, if I do that, that's probably not going to work. But if I do that and I come back here, then that would work. So what that means in English, in non-jewel beady talk, I got to come up. So here's the row I want to be on. Okay, here's the row I want to be on. This is an open row. And I need to come up 1. I need to come up 2. Of course, in my tightest, craziest row, I've got to try to get in here. Holy guacamole, Jules. All right, let's see. Let me see if I did it. Okay, I did. Thank you, bead gods. Okay, so we're going to just pull this through. And you know what? If you do this a different way, awesome. This is just how I do it. And then I'm going to come through this row. I'm going to come through. Whoa, I'm going to come through this row. All right. Whoops. And you just want to make sure you're going through the beads. And so now my needle and thread are going to be back to where we want to be on the right side of the bracelet. I just want to make sure, because what is that? Is that where okay, that's the little piece that has to be zigged. Okay, so I've got a little bit going on here. I'm going to leave about, I don't know, like 4 inches so that I can maybe put my needle back on it and weave it back in. And so now my needle and thread are back on the right side, and I'm going to start all over again. So I'm going to come up and out of that first bead. And if you didn't have excess and you were just like, Jules, that looks like more fun than humans are supposed to have, then you could just cut like a brand new length of probably like 2 yards. and weave with that. You just need to go slow. If you're not used to working with so much wildfire, just really go slow. Okay, so we're going to keep that tail over there. And now I'm ready to make my first new loop. So again, we're going to come over here and we're just going to repeat all the fun that we had above. Okay, so that's 3. And then I could see like I probably need some blue. I don't know if somebody just said blue, but I'm going to go with blue. Got a little pip here. And yeah, there's, I can't really think of a bead you can't use in these projects. And then we're going to go back through the right side and we're going to go all the way out. Okay. And what you might want to do at this stage is remember I was going to put my purple in the middle. And so if I'm going to do this again, I got to be thinking about the distance between, how many rows. And you by all means do not have to do this, right? You do you and you figure out like the bead pattern or the beads that you really want to use. But so for me that kind of looks, because this is the middle, right? Maybe over a little hair, but and I could also do it so that the bead is going that way. I don't know. I'm obviously not going to get this done. It'll be done for next week, but let me finish this loop. And I hope that you get the technique and understand that it can be as repetitive as you want. It can be as organized and structured as you want, or it can just be a free ride. It can be really fun and random and all kinds of cool stuff. All right. Maybe. Ooh, that's cool. That's a gemstone. Let's get that guy in here. Where's the hole? Okay, there it is. And then 3 more. And remember, I'm using 3 because my loops are going to be small and tight, and you could add more seed beads, and then your loops would be more fluffy. Oops. And I will tell you, when you're working with 2 yards, just kind of keep your area clear, because I just grabbed a bunch of bracelets. Okay, cool. And then we're going to turn. So we're always coming in from that right side after we finish a row. And now this guy is kind of taking up a lot of space, so I don't know that I'm going to do one on the end. I'm going to come in the middle again. How many of you sew? Like, how many of you have a sewing background, even if it's just hemming pants? Because if you were anything like me, my money went to buying a really cool pair of jeans, but then I had to learn how to hem them when I was in high school. Okay, so I'm picking up 3 more seeds. And I like this guy. Let's get that guy. Ooh, very cool. Absolutely. And I don't know if you were here. I think you were, Caroline, maybe when I mentioned that March's kit, Danielle has made a project using the beads. And so, yeah, it's going to be really fun to just see what everybody does. So there's the middle. And then I'm going to do one more loop, and then I'm going to show you March's kit because I've added more beads to that kit since I think I showed you. Yeah, for sure. Since I showed you last week. So now let's see, what color do I want in here? Honestly, that's the $1,000,000 question all the time. Let's see. Oh, I haven't used one of the white gemstones since down here, so I'll do that. What I usually try to do is like not use the same, I try to space it out. So if I have this white gemstone here, I'll put one here, and then, you know, like I tried to alternate it. Come on. The last bead, and it's being a little booger. Okay. And then we're going to go to the right of that 8-0. Whoops. At least I thought we were. Come on, buddy. Okay, there we go. Oh. Yeah. Jewel Loom's got a little bit of a wiggle butt. And Brando says, yep. Oh, perfect. Okay, I'm really, really, really happy with this. Look at how fun. Look at how fun. Now, if I ever felt off balance for whatever crazy reason, like you totally can go back and sew stuff in. Like you're literally just sewing, right? You're sewing stuff in. So I've done that before where I've gotten done with a piece and I was like, oh, I really want to come over here and maybe put something. Not that you have to, because this is all about you. But look at how fabulous that is. I'm so pleased. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead because obviously I got a lot of work to do with this project and we're going to do it off camera, but I do want to share with you the March kit because again, I've been working with February and February is sold out. So I've got March and we're just going to scoot on out of the camera. We had sewing. Yes, we did. I had home ec in high school for sure. So March's kit is going to have actually, I'm waiting for the order to come in. It should be here. I got, excuse me, something's really getting my throat. I got the teal, the rainbow teal in the 8-0. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so this is, I'm going to back it up a little bit. And we're going to bring in, these are some of the new ones that I added. Some more, that's jade. This is some Chinese crystal, which the Chinese are doing really a great job on their glass. I used to be very snobby about the Chinese glass, but I've come to make peace with it. Such a weirdo, I know. More gemstones and more gemstones. And let's see, more gemstones. So this is March. This is March. Trying to get it all in the camera. I might have to come up a little. There we go. There we go. And we got 2 more trays full of beads for March. These kits are just thick, you guys. They're thick. There's a lot of beads. Okay, and then I'm just going to scooch the, so you always get the 11-0s and the 8-0s, and then you have a tray full of your focals. And all of this is like usually random. Like I choose and pick a bunch of different stuff, and that's what makes all the kits so different. So you have, this is March. It's delicious. There are still some kits left. Oh, for March, I went ahead and bought you the hemp cord. I just felt nice. hit and miss on whether it'll come in the kit, but this month I was like, oh, I'm going to get everybody some cord. And you have a wood what-you-call-y. Yep, one of those, a button, also known as a what-you-call-y. And then there are some random wood charms that I threw into the kits. And you always have your cookie and your tea when you get a jewel box. Oh, is that over here? I'm running out of camera space. And everything comes in your little organza. And we started adding the date. We put a little label in there so that you know that this is the March kit. And then if you want to put that on your box, that's a good idea somewhere so that you can identify the beads with the box. So, okay, I'm going to come up really quick here and we're going to take the light off of the situation. We're going to put my clothes back on. I have clothes on. I'm putting my sweater back on because I'm not sweating bullets. You know those fun moments. Okay, so let's switch the camera. I'm going to come back up to see you. Coming up, and poof. Awesome. Here we go. Wow, wonderful. Well, I'm thrilled. I cannot wait to work on this some more. And so next week, what we'll do is I will have my piece finished. I will take it off of the loom and I don't want to get my kits mixed up. I see it. I'll add my button. It's over there. This is March's button. I got to make sure. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal if you mix stuff up. You might do that. Not for nothing. So this will be finished. I'll take it off the loom. I'll put the button on. That's going to be really easy peasy, quick. And then Danielle can come on and speak to the project that she did. We're not going to do a demo on that because she's going to have the PDF available for us in the kit, but we can speak to it and she can maybe give you some insight on anything that she thinks you might need to know. She's a great teacher. So I think that's it. Again, full chunky bracelets, the willow bracelet, if that's what you choose. You can take it down a notch and only do the middle. You can really make it thin. Okay. So as far as bracelets go, you can go big or go home. You can bring it in. You can squish it in. You can make the pendants. All right. I think that might be a free PDF in the school. I think it is. Let me know. The meditation bags, barrettes, rings, more pendants. I love this style. There's so many things. The technique of just sewing the loops equals so many different projects. So anyway, I think I saw everybody's comments. Yeah, I was a teenager in the 80s. I'm an 80s baby, but we had home ec and we did, thank goodness, learn how to do things. I mean, we even learned how to do a checkbook. I don't think the kids learn anything these days about just living life, right? But that's okay. We're going to teach them. We shall teach the children. Okay. I adore you. I am so grateful to you. And if you need any help or you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I'm really good at answering. And again, there are March kits left. And so if you already have one, awesome. If you don't, maybe you want to share the love with somebody, you can subscribe or you can buy as you go, whatever works for you. Easy peasy. And we do have a Whatnot tonight. So if you are signed up for Whatnot, it's an app and it's where I have a plethora of great beads at great prices. And so that's always a lot of fun. Anywho, all right, we miss our Joan, and hopefully we'll see her next week along with Danielle and myself. And again, if you need any help, please, please, please. Yes, you're so welcome. I love being with you all. I just wish I could hug you. So thanks, Carmen. Okay, you all have a great evening and a beautifully blessed weekend. And I will see you again. Thank you so much, Cynthia. We got a PDF. We're so excited. All right. See you guys.